last time the Braves left Atlanta, they made history for all the wrong reasons. This 10-game, 11-day marathon concludes tonight with the Braves looking to return to Georgia with more wins than losses. It's time to escape from New York with another win as the Braves look to take one last bite out of the Big Apple tonight. It's an absolutely beautiful night for baseball here in New York, where the Braves and Mets tangle in the third, final, and rubber game of our three-game series. We join you from Citi Field, where the Braves hope to be the kings of Queens. It's the Braves and the Mets. We wrap up the series tonight. All year long, Braves baseball is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. The right stuff, the low price, every day. All games this time of year are very important. A chance for Atlanta to gain ground in the East and the wild card if they can polish off the Mets here in the Big Apple. And hi again, friends, along with our Archduke of Analysis, Joe Simpson. I'm Chip Carey. Welcome back to the ballpark, where the Braves try to wrap up a winning series and a winning road trip. So far, so good for Atlanta here in New York. Yeah, a winning series in Pittsburgh, a split in Cincinnati, going for the win tonight. And who better to have out there than the guy that almost threw a no-hitter his last time out, and that's Mike Minor. Wrapping up the road trip, here are the numbers. Averaging 4 runs a game, that's a little bit surprising, but when you consider they scored 11 in one game in Pittsburgh and 8 in another in Cincinnati, that's how it all averages out. The pitching is what's been brilliant. Everything has been good, both starters and bullpen. Yeah, 5 runs offensively for the Braves in this series, good enough to earn them a split to this point. You mentioned Mike Minor, tough to pitch any better than he did last time out against the Reds. The question is Mike Minor back for the Braves? I think he is. His last 3 starts have been very good, and that work in Cincinnati was just crazy. It's really a shame that he didn't really get the no-hitter. Had it working, he had a great curveball working, only 1 hit allowed, and that was the only hit that drove in a run that took him off of what would have been a win and cost him a no decision. Great work. Maybe cut down on the walks tonight, but outstanding work coming into this one. Battle of left-handers tonight. Minor for the Braves, Jonathan Neese for the New York Mets. Atlanta's offense hopes to awaken. We know the defense is wide awake. If you missed Andrelton Simmons' gem last night, you missed a lot. Tom Hart will break down Andrelton's marvelous defensive play last night when we come back to wrap up the series in New York after this.
And Synovus, the bank of here. Brought to you by AT&T Uverse, Ford, Delta Airlines, and Synovus, the Bank of Here.
Another beautiful night for baseball here in New York City as the Mets and Braves wrap up their 3-game series. Welcome back to the ballpark, everybody. You know, in this day of advanced statistics, sometimes equations can get a little burdensome. Take defensive runs saved, for example. At its most basic, it credits fielders for making plays that average fielders don't. Well, last night, Andrelton Simmons didn't get a 1 in terms of defensive run saved. He got a fraction of an equation, but this wasn't just a run saved, it was a game saved. In the 8th inning with a runner at third, he went deep in the hole. He's better at that than anybody in baseball and made the play on Travis d'Arnaud to get the Braves out of a jam. The end result, it wasn't a tie game. No, stayed with a 1-run lead, and the Braves ended up winning. A Home Depot tools from the dugout, defensive runs saved over the last 2 seasons. We'll see 3 of them in the game tonight. But here's what to take out of that one play last night. If Andrelton Simmons doesn't make that play, Craig Kimbrell doesn't enter the game. If Craig Kimbrell doesn't enter the game, maybe the Braves don't find a win. If they don't find a win, then they have no chance to win this series tonight. And without a series win, as Chip and Joe just said, maybe those division hopes and postseason hopes take another turn around the drain. As it stands, the Braves have the best shortstop in baseball, maybe one of the best ever, and he showed exactly why last night. Not only making a play that others don't, but making at a point in the game where it had all the impact it could have and led to a Braves victory. Maybe we'll see more defensive gems tonight, if not from Andrelton, Lagares, or Hayward. And by the way, Mike Minor has turned his season around. We'll tell you about that a little bit later in the broadcast. Chip and Joe will have a check of the lineups and first pitch in this finale from Queens right after this.
Late baseball last night with a game-saving defensive effort last night. We'll see what Simba has up his sleeve in Game 3 tonight as the Braves try to win the series outright tonight against the Mets on the road. Here's your Toyota starting 9. Hayward, Bonifacio in center. Freddie Freeman hits third. Justin Upton has worn out Jonathan Neese, as have many of his mates in the starting 9 tonight. Chris Johnson back after a night off at third base. Listella, Simmons, Gerald Laird catching, and a resurgent Mike Minor will face off with fellow left-hander Jonathan Neese.
27 years old, 6'3", 220 out of Defiance, Ohio. He's in his 5th year in the big leagues, but his last 7 have been a bit ugly. 2-5 with a 4.63 ERA and almost a 300 batting average. He has pitched well against the Braves in recent years. 6-5 lifetime, but 5-3 in his last 11 starts against them. His 4 keys to pitching success tonight: He was on the disabled list for a brief time in July with a sore left shoulder. Well, not so coincidentally, his last 7 games that I just told you about have been since that shoulder problem on the disabled list. And the amount of base runners has been amazing over his last 7. 44 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 66 base runners by hit or walk. He's worked out of the stretch a lot.
Well, let's see if Jason Hayward can put him in the stretch immediately. And a side note, this is the first time Jason Hayward has faced Jonathan Nice since he fractured his jaw in this ballpark last year. And the first pitch of the night is outside, ball 1. 78 degrees officially at first pitch. Beautiful night. Joe mentioned in the pregame show the Braves have seen the least number of left-handed starters of any club in Major League Baseball this year. This is only the 27th left-handed starter the Braves have faced.
Good record against him, 16-10. Good on base percentage against him. Just don't see many.
And upstairs for Hayward, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jason began the game with a bang last night, an opposite field home run to left. His 4th leadoff homer this year. This time he'll ground to short. Tejada's got it. And the peg to first in time, and we're underway. Here's a look at the Mets defense. It cost them the 3rd critical run last night. It was Tejada that kicked a ground ball off Evan Gattis's bat. Freeman scored the 3rd and final run. Eric Campbell's in and left. David Wright is back. That's a big lift for New York. Wilmer Flores has done a good job at second base, filling in for Danny Murphy. Sore shoulder, bad neck has been the problem for David Wright the last couple of games. And Bonifacio tried to bunt, strike 1. Bonifacio at 275, hitting 255 with the Braves over 18 games since arriving from the Cubs. And that'll improve with a shot back through the box.
I don't know how close that was, but Jonathan Nice thought it was very close. Yep, close enough to get your attention. D'Arnaud's had some throwing trouble, at least what we've seen against the Braves. Let's see if Bonifacio's running.
He's stolen 18 bags this year, and Freddie Freeman has been wearing out the Mets again. 2 more hits in the series. His average at 292. And a strike. The Mets shade Freeman around toward left in the outfield. Lagares very shallow, but we've seen how effective he is in tracking down hard hit fly balls in center field.
Now, the only guy that's really moved on the infield for Freddie on this at bat against a left-hander, they're not going to play him to pull as much. But David Wright, look how far he is off the line at 3rd.
Runner goes. The pitch, a strike. The throw off the back of Bonifacio. It trickles into center field, and Emilio will stand at 3rd base. Freeman was called out on strikes. It's a steal. And the throwing error puts Bonifacio 90 feet away for Justin Upton and 2 outs.
Well, it's a shame that Freddie struck out on this pitch. It had a chance to drive him in with a fly ball, but again, more problems throwing for D'Arnaud. Tejada. I don't know, he was trying to catch it and tag him at the same time, but that was a mistake. Looks like he hurt his hand in the process.
Well, let's see what Justin Upton can do. He's had a marvelous month of August. 24 RBIs. That Yep, 24 RBIs in August. 88 in total. And a bouncing ball towards short. Tejada's got it. The throw to first is in time. And Nice is out of the first inning. No runs, a hit, a man left. Mike Minor goes to work. Scoreless game in New York. Times with the U.S. Open tennis tournament in action. It's hot, it's muggy, very comfortable weather, as we said, 78 degrees. A perfect night for a ball game. Braves are retired at the top of the first. Here come the Mets. Change to their lineup. Juan Lagares will lead off. Granderson second. David Wright is back. He has long been a Braves killer, as you know, but a down offensive season for David Wright. Let's see what Mike Minor can do against the Mets, coming off one of, if not his best start in the big leagues last time out.
26 years old, 6'4", 220, 5-8 on the year. His ERA coming down after his last 3 starts that you see there. Just a 176 batting average against him. And just a brilliant performance against the Reds. 1 hit, 1 run, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 7 2/3. His 4 keys tonight. With those 3 starts under his belt, no diversions. Stay on task, stay focused, and keep doing what you're doing. He's had an excellent curveball over this stretch of 3 games. Hopefully that's still in effect tonight too.
And here's Atlanta's defense tonight. Bonifacio is in center field. He'll be flanked by Jason Hayward and Justin Upton. Chris Johnson back at third base. Gerald Laird gets the start for Mike tonight. Why not? Those two worked in tandem in Cincinnati. That man was the star defensively in game 2. Hottest hitter for the Mets is the man leading off, Juan Lagares. 5-game hitting streak, 9 for 18 with a couple of homers. And a comebacker. Minor speared that. Good start, 1 out.
Good reactions. A lot easier to field your position when you square up like Mike does. Good follow through.
And here's Granderson. As you look at this Mets lineup, one of the things that's been very perplexing, I'm sure, for their ball club are the dramatic home road splits in a negative way offensively. Anderson certainly falls into that category. He's hitting .217 for the year, but he's only hitting .191 in his home ballpark. And there are a lot of other Mets that have hit much better on the road instead of their home ballpark. Mets have to figure out how to solve that the rest of this year and going forward.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I can understand if they were having a tough time hitting the ball out of the ballpark here because it's so big to center field. Average-wise, I don't get it.
Lucas Duda's hitting 70 points lower at home than he is on the road. Anderson.
Maybe it's just a bunch of guys who can't hit.
I mean, when all other explanations fail, go back to the elegant simplicity of that. Swing and a miss by Granderson. Minor got him his first strikeout. And 2 up and 2 down.
Good breaking ball. Beauty. Right to the back point of the plate.
Couple of days of rest for David Wright. We'll see how the neck and shoulder are feeling very quickly. It's late August and David Wright has 8 homers. A healthy cut there is fouled away. I liked your suggestion for the Mets, thinking about moving the fences in and right center. Talked about how that would affect Curtis Granderson. I think it's going to affect this guy positively too.
Yeah, great power that way. And that's something that's on the drawing board here for next year. If they can get it approved, would help Granderson, would help Duda, and any other right-handed hitter that hits the right center.
I'm showing you the left field fence here because the Mets have already moved in the dimensions that way a couple of years ago. It's now 370 towards left center. And Wright didn't get it. Mike Minor, a very crisp and efficient first inning with a couple of strikeouts. Chris Johnson ready to lead things off for the Braves. He wears out left-handed pitching. We'll see how he fares against Jonathan Neese. A scoreless game early at Citi Field. Braves second against left-hander Jonathan Neese, and the Braves work against lefty pitchers is the subject of tonight's Cold Hard Facts, brought to you by Frostproof Coors Light.
Braves have the fewest games against left-handed starters. We talked about that already. Good record and the best on base percentage in the National League against lefties. Chris Johnson at the top of that heap, .416 against lefties.
Must be a third base thing because David Wright has the second highest average against a left-handed pitcher. He's the Mets' third baseman. And quickly 0-2 for Chris. And Neese missed outside.
Neese's fastball is high 80s to low 90s. 92 is about the top. But he's lost some velocity after that setback to his shoulder. Looks like it hasn't affected his off-speed stuff. He's done a lot of breaking balls and change-ups already. Mike minor-like curveball there.
This is Nice's 17th career start against the Braves. 11 of them have come in this ballpark. There was an amazing stat in the Mets press notes about Nice in New York against the Braves. In 11 starts, he's allowed 1 run or less 7 times to the Braves here at Citi Field. So we'll see if Atlanta can take care of that. They ended Zach Wheeler's long winning streak yesterday.
That's pretty salty.
Little tapper, and Nice. Nice job to field that bouncing ball. Quickly 2 outs. Well, here's Andrelton Simmons. Fans all over the country, Joe, were asking, especially in Braves country, in your opinion, which play was more impressive? Andrelton Simmons' game-saving play at short, or the catch by Otis Nixon against the Pirates?
Otis Nixon. I don't even have to think twice about that. It was a great play by Andrelton, but maybe because we see him make so many great plays, it was just one in a long line of plays. I'd put it there with the play Jason Hayward made here last year before, diving for a ball that ended the game and saved the game. Andrelton was in the 8th inning, kept the Braves in front, and it was a spectacular play, but not there with my man Otis.
Travis d'Arnaud might be giving him an earful because Andrelton's made life tough for the Mets catcher. Might recall back in April, Simmons threw him out from the seat of his pants. Another terrific play. The Brave shortstop. That one sailed off the plate. Simmons way ahead now, 3 balls and a strike.
Took all of his athletic ability to pull that off last night, though. His range, his timing on his jump, his strong arm. It all came into play.
And Simmons walks with 2 outs. Gerald Laird will be the batter. Baseball fans in New York were and are very familiar with that style of play by Simmons. Derek Jeter does that a lot and has done that for the Yankees, but he doesn't have nearly the arm strength that Simmons has at short.
And I'm not going to make light of all those plays that Derek Jeter's made in his career, as many as he's made, but I don't know if Derek's made them even early in his career from as deep out into the left field grass as Andrelton made that one last night.
No balls and a strike for Laird, and he shoots one into right field for a base hit. Gerald Laird will bring Mike Minor to the plate with 2 outs. So if you missed it, once again, here's the great play by Andrelton last night. Our Zaxby's indescribably good play again tonight.
Tying run would have scored. You can see how far out on the grass he was to get d'Arnaud. That was a long throw, one hopper.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was.
Simply amazing. Here's Mike. He'll try to help himself. He nearly got hit.
Otis's catch, by the way, preserved a 1-0 Braves lead. That home run ball hit by Andy Van Slyke would have made it 2-1 Pirates.
Line drive to left by Minor. Here comes Simmons, and no throw. Campbell couldn't pull the trigger in left, and Mike Minor does indeed help himself with his 6th hit of the year, his 4th RBI of the year, and Atlanta, with 2 outs, has cashed in a walk to take the lead.
Andrelton was really favoring his left ankle as he came across the plate. Good piece of hitting by Mike. Another RBI. But Andrelton had to really go. I thought there was going to be a play, but for some reason Campbell didn't come up throwing. And Andrelton looked like he was trying to change directions and get in the baseline and maybe get in the way of the throw a little bit. And maybe in doing that, tweaked his ankle a little. where to throw it. An infielder by trade.
So the Braves score first. Jason Hayward, the batter. He bounced out to short. 4 RBIs for Mike. He gives himself the lead. Jason didn't get it. 0-2. And Hayward down on strikes. He sends this game to the bottom of the second inning. Andrelton Simmons with a 2-out walk. Laird and Minor follow with 2-out hits. And Atlanta scores the game's first run. Andrelton Simmons with his flying feet gives Atlanta an early lead.
Here on the Mets finale of this series, and the Braves have turned to their resurgent lefty Mike Minor on the mound. If you consider where he was in the first 17 starts of the season versus where he is now, the numbers are mind-boggling. When I talked to him about it yesterday, he wouldn't quite use the phrase rock bottom, but things had gotten so desperate that the Braves skipped one of his starts. He has returned and rebounded nicely. The biggest reason, he turned to Ervin Santana for help on his grips. He said, from the mental side, Roger McDowell and Freddie Gonzalez have done a great job helping me stay in the game, but I needed to change something else. So he turned to Santana based on his experience and his quality slider. He said he realized he finally needed to make a change, not based on his game results, but playing catch with other pitchers during the game in the or before the game in the outfield, where he realized that those other pitchers give him the best judgment on how his pitches are reacting, even when he's only throwing them at 60 or even 50%. That is when he realized he had to make a change, and that change has been for the better.
Sure has, Tom. 3 real good starts for Mike Minor. And look, if the Braves are going to make the playoffs, if they're going to advance in the playoffs, Mike's got to pitch like he did last year.
Well, and who better to ask on the slider among your teammates than a guy who throws it as well and as often as Ervin Santana.
And we'll see Ervin tomorrow night. 7:35 first pitch, Friday night fireworks, as the Braves and Marlins tip off a big series.
Marlins are already in town. They had an off day today in Atlanta after an all-night flight from Anaheim.
One ball, 2 strikes for Lucas Duda, and out of play, foul. Mentioned Duda's home road splits. Here at Citi Field, a .217 batting average. On the road, a .287 batting average. That is a dramatic difference.
I wonder if it has something to do with the background. You know, sometimes hitters will complain about the inability to pick the ball up from the pitcher's hand because the background is too narrow. And especially on the left side there, if you were facing a right-hander, that grandstand might come into play.
Swing and a miss. Mike Minor has struck out 3 straight men.
On our PNC pitch tracks, take it to the bank. Take it to PNC Bank. That's money.
Tom, you got more on Mike?
Yeah, there's one more thing for you and folks at home to watch for tonight. He got a phone call after his struggles from a friend of his who's actually now a scout for the Mets, who told him he wasn't finishing his pitches.
Broken bat, ground ball third. And Darno retired by another Braves defender on the left side of the infield. This time it's Chris Johnson. 2 up, 2 down.
Well, it's nice to know that there's a member of the other team. Is that it, Tom, with respect to the help he got from that Mets scout?
Well, the key there was that he finally realized by going back and looking at film that he was short-arming some pitches, and so now he's very cognizant of the fact that he will follow through and try to reach out all the way to the plate, and it seems like he's been effective at that so far tonight.
And it seems, too, Joe, that the down and away strike has been money for Mike the last 3+ starts. He's not making any mistakes on the inner half of the plate.
I was just curious. Tom's got his little nook down there, you know. He's got a little setup. He has his mic. He's got his clipboard. He's got his notes. And apparently has his dry cleaning there.
Yeah.
Is that to your left?
I don't know whose it is, but if it's a 44 long, it's mine now.
Okay. Yeah. So you're ready to go.
Sure.
Okay.
Try it on. See if it fits. Maybe it's a gift from the Mets for having the courage to wear those pants.
I'm afraid maybe Doug DeCenzo left it out here or somebody.
It'd still fit you.
Sharply hit to short. Simmons has it. And Mike Minor has 2 perfect innings under his belt, and more importantly, he's got a 1-0 lead. For our Academy Sports and Outdoors leaderboard, Braves are facing Jonathan Neese tonight.
Take a look at the numbers. I'm sure when he looked at the numbers, maybe he didn't want to look at them. But up and down the lineup tonight, everybody with good marks. Hayward's hit 2 homers off of him. Freddie's hit 2 homers off of him. The only guy that doesn't have good numbers is LaStella because he hadn't faced him before.
Bonifacio singled in the first inning, stole a base, went to third on a throwing error. during Freddie Freeman's at bat. Freddie struck out and down and away. Bonifacio getting some playing time tonight. Rough trip for B.J. Upton, 2 for 17 at the plate, including 0 for his last 14. And for the month of August, Upton hitting .115. Back where it came from, and that ricochets off Nice.
That one did get him. I got him in the knee. Bonifacio whistled one right over his head last time up. Like a change up, and he waited on it. Maybe mid shin.
Somebody made Jonathan Nice laugh.
Yeah.
And Bonifacio's perfect 2 for 2 tonight. Freddie struck out in that first inning. Braves first baseman, 17 homers, 68 knocked in. Chance for Freddie tonight to creep a little closer to the top of the National League hit parade. Danny Murphy leads the league in hits. Freddie's 11 behind him. Line to first, leaping grab by Duda, and Freeman's doubled up. Tough break. And a fine play by Lucas Duda for outs number 1 and 2.
Didn't we see that somewhere before? Didn't Gaddis get doubled up the same way?
Yep.
No chance to go anywhere.
So new life for Nice. Base is empty, 2 outs.
No place for Bonifacio to go anywhere is what I should have said.
And that caught a corner for Upton. 0-2. Fouled straight back. Yeah, that double play you were talking about happened at the start of this series.
Yeah, LaStella hit that line drive that Duda caught.
Mile high pop. Let's see if the wind plays tricks with this. It's blowing toward Wilmer Flores, who hangs with it, and he puts it away to retire the side. Bottom part of the order up for the Mets. It will start with Wilmer, the Mets' second baseman. Nothing heading to the bottom of the third inning. Country music fans, hope you'll join us at Turner Field Tuesday, September 16th and see Cole Swindell performed after the Braves Nationals game for the final show of the summer concert series presented by Coca-Cola and Delta Airlines.
Now you're talking.
VIP field passes are available for the show. They're only $20 each. Get them online at braves.com/concerts.
Sorry if I threw you off there.
No, you like Cole?
Yeah.
The gang in the truck says that he's apparently good buddies with Craig Kimbrell. So I think a perfect way for that concert would be for Craig to close the game and then open the show with Cole. All kind of comes together, doesn't it?
It does. I wonder if Swindell's related to Greg Swindell, the former left-handed big league pitcher.
Wilmer Flores hits and pops one back our way. 2 balls and a strike. 6 up, 6 down so far for Minor. He's got the bottom part of the New York order up. And that paints a corner for a strike.
PNC Bank pitch tracks. Perfect spot. Put it there all night. You're not going to have any trouble at all.
That one got a little too much of the plate and was fouled back into the seats. The fans to our right battle for the souvenir.
It's 2 in a row in the same section.
Yeah. That usher didn't even turn around when the ball came his way. Happens so often. Got a piece of Gerald Laird behind the plate. It's 2-2. Don't know when Daniel Murphy is going to be back in the lineup for the Mets. He's got a sore calf. That hinders the Mets club offensively, but this guy's done a great job defensively in the series.
These are slow to heal and quick to re-injure. This guy's been impressive, though. I've liked him. Home run last night. When he hit the homer, I had to look up his size because it's a little deceiving. 6'3", 200-pounder, and hit 15 homers last year in Vegas. Drove in a bunch of runs. I think second in their minor league system in RBIs.
Towards short, and Simmons has that. And there's out number 1. Well, the Mets do have a decision to make with Daniel Murphy, don't they? We're talking about a contract extension earlier in the season. Nothing's happened as far as I know with regard to that.
I thought he was signed through next year, or wasn't eligible until next year for free agency.
Their guide says he signed through the end of this year.
And how much time? He's only got 4 years in, though. So at the end of this year, he'll have 5. He won't be eligible for free agency anyway. Arbitration, yes.
So the numbers Murphy puts up year after year, you'd figure he'd be in line for a big raise. Can the Mets afford that? Seems sort of odd to say that about a team in New York. That's the economic reality of the Mets. Downstairs for Ruben Tejada.
Freddie Gonzalez said after last night's game when the Braves had to bring the infield in for Tejada, second and third, 1 out. He said, I hated to do it, but you had to try to cut off the tying run late because of the fear of this guy just shooting one through a hole.
That one's handled by Hayward in right. Tejada's out number 2, and he is the batter.
As it turned out, he went after the first pitch and hit a grounder to third to get that lead runner. Jason letting Bonifacio know what that fly ball did.
It is a breezy night, that's for sure. He's hitting .205 for the year. .205 career hitter, I should say. He's .048 this year.
2 for 42 this year. It's funny, Jason was indicating that the ball was kind of blowing back towards center, but at the top of the stadium, the flags are blowing straight in. At least from left field, blowing straight in. Must be a cyclonic effect in here, Chip, that we're not aware of.
1-2 pitch is fouled away. Well, we can eliminate nitrogen. That's not
nitrogen in there.
No problem. Oh. That's got to be fun for an outfielder. You look at the flags, try to get an idea, and the ball does exactly the opposite. Huh?
Yeah.
Go get him. Nice is down on strikes. 9 men up, 9 men set down by Mike Minor. He has 4 strikeouts in his first 3 innings in New York, and he enjoys a 1-0 lead.
Made here, and we focus on one of the local guys. Tommy LaStella has been wearing out the ticket list all week. He was born in Westwood, New Jersey, came out of St. Joe's Montvale High School, where he was a 2-time All-State performer, and after 1 year locally here at St. John's, he ended up transferring to Coastal Carolina, where he would take the Chanticleers to the NCAA postseason. Synovus greatness made here. Got into the dry cleaning, Joe. The jacket actually fits. Nice. And it's a nice pocket square. The same person who left the dry cleaning here left an entire suitcase.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. Don't be afraid to change pants.
Hey, these are great pants. But there might be something better. There's always a chance.
There's a real good chance.
No doubt about it.
Okay.
There's a start. Tommy Hutton could use those. Back up the middle. Tejada to his left, knocked it down, kept it on the infield, and Chris Johnson will reach on an infield hit.
He's still digging in that suitcase.
This person only has socks.
I don't know if I'd put my hand in there then. Big guy in a little coat.
A lot of you fans didn't know that Tom trained as a TSA agent last offseason. And a strike to Tommy LaStella.
Whoever this is, they packed very nicely, and now I'm ruining it all. Hey, not an umbrella.
Ground ball to second. And Listello's doubled up. 2 outs. That's a 4-6-3 double play. The Braves have been doubled up quite a bit of late. That's 6 times. Make it 7 times they've been doubled up in this series.
It's a brand new umbrella. Whoever came here was expecting rain. They paid $50 for this thing.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah. That's a shame. That's like 5 pairs of pants for me.
Mm-hmm.
A strike to Simmons, who walked and scored the game's only run. Who pays $50 for an umbrella anymore?
Truck is suggesting that was the only umbrella available too.
It's a guy in his 42nd Street sells them for $5.
Found some headphones. Now those look pretty sharp.
Noise canceling. You guys have never sounded better.
You know what? With those pants and those headphones, he could guide the plane in after the game tonight. a little tapper out to second, Mr. Smarty Pants, and we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Mike Minor is rolling. Oh boy. Can't wait to see this. Braves lead 1-0 on an RBI hit from Atlanta starter Mike Minor. This Monday, September 1st, it's Bobby Cox bobblehead day. The Braves will take on the Phillies in a 3-game series. The first 20,000 fans through the door will take home this one-of-a-kind souvenir. Get your tickets today at Braves.com or by phone 800-745-3000. Brad Hange is standing by to handle all of your ticket requests. Ask for him personally tonight.
Guys, the cat's out of the bag. These fine velvet sleeping pants belong to Andre Aldridge, and so does his suitcase. Look what I just found. Dude stealing hotel towels. Really?
Oh.
We'll never stay at the Grand Hyatt again.
Oh, if that were the case, we'd all have towels.
Juan Lagares takes a strike. Wow. The old luggage expose. That's upstairs. Lagares at 281. He hit a comebacker that Minor stabbed and threw on to first to get him to start the game for the Mets offense. To short. Anderson's got it and throws him out. 10 up, 10 down to start the night. Here's Granderson. I could get used to this new and improved Mike Minor, huh?
I'll say. Getting outs early in counts, too. He's throwing strikes, putting the hitters on alert right away that you better swing.
He started the game in Cincinnati in identical fashion. He retired the first 10 before issuing a base on balls. He entered that start, he said, to quote him, with a different mindset. He's approaching these games as if nothing bothers him anymore, meaning home runs or walks or errors, what have you.
I thought he pitched like that most of last season. I thought he really came into his own last year, and then I don't know what happened this year, but lack of confidence, some losses, and let's face it, starting late too. I'm sure that had some effect on him.
And Granderson takes up and away, 3 balls and a strike. Good pitch.
That was a good two-seamer, it looked like, that had some sinking action. Last pitch. It was like a little bit of a cutter.
And he rallied to get Granderson after falling behind, 3 balls and a strike. Minor has earned his 5th strikeout.
Twice he's gotten Granderson on that good breaking ball. Again, it's been really good. Threw it at him, basically caused him to open up a little too quick, couldn't reach it.
David Wright struck out in his lone plate appearance so far. One ball, no strikes. We've raved about the Mets pitching throughout this series, throughout this season. I mean, that's quite obviously the strength of their ball club. But if they want to go where they want to go, David Wright has to start being David Wright again offensively. And when he's right, he is an elite offensive player. Can hit you 20 homers, knocking 90 or 100. He hasn't done that for them. Hasn't been able to stay healthy.
He is Andrew McCutchen to them. They've got to have him in the lineup. They've got to have him put up his kind of numbers, just like the Pirates need McCutchen. Starts with David Wright in New York.
He's under contract for a long time. The Mets have locked him up through the 2020 season. Back-to-back 3-1 counts for Granderson. Now David Wright. Lucas Duda's on deck. To short. Hamilton's got it, and he gets David Wright. Mike Minor will have a chance to towel off after an easy 4th inning. He can use Andres if he wants.
Yeah.
We head to the 5th. 1-0. Atlanta leads. Laird, Minor, and Hayward coming up for the Braves. Atlanta's run came in the second inning. Andrelton Simmons walked with 2 outs. Laird singled to right, Minor singled to left. That brought home the Braves shortstop. And that's where we are through 4. Fly ball toward left, and Campbell is there, and he's got it for out number 1.
This is kind of what happened to Mike in his last outing. He only had that 1 run to work with as he's pitching that gem in Cincinnati. And then when they did get a hit off of him, it tied the game. And the Braves went on to win that ball game on Justin Upton's home run later on. But Mike got a no decision. Tonight, an early run, but that's it. Thanks to him.
And he's ahead with a strike. Braves are trying to inch closer to a 500 month. They start play tonight 11-13 in August. They could wrap up a winning road trip with a win tonight. Braves 5-4 so far through Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and New York. Ace has gone full to the pitcher, Jason Hayward. He's on deck. And another shot to left. Campbell is there and has it. 2 outs.
Tell you, the wind is knocking balls down. Hit to left field, that's for sure.
Well, Jason Hayward has flourished out of the leadoff spot for the Braves. He's also flourished away from home. That's the subject of our Georgia lottery hitting the jackpot.
Had good numbers against Nice in his career, too. Mentioned earlier the 2 home runs. The last 18 road games, he's been on fire. Done a great job in the leadoff spot.
Since the start of last year, the Braves are 67-44 with Jason batting first. With numbers like that, you figure that's where he's going to stay over the final month of this season. Marlins and Phillies will meet us in Atlanta next. By the way, if you're making your plans to come to the ballpark tomorrow, an awful lot of downtown Atlanta events. Traffic will be something about which you need to be concerned. As Hayward skies one towards center, Lagares is under it. And he handles that swirling fly ball, and Nice has a 1-2-3 top of the 5th. Bottom half rolls around. Still a 1-0 Mike Minor lead.
Toyota, and AT&T, mobilizing your world.
Back in New York, where the Braves are trying to win the series outright from the Mets. Mike Minor is off to another outstanding start. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 12 years. Join the millions of subscribers. Watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 devices. Visit Braves.com for details.
Having a good time out there on the party deck.
They're protected from the wind. Some of the fans sitting behind the dugouts are bundled up tonight. There's a touch of autumn in New York this evening. Game time temperature at first pitch 78, but cooling off. As Lucas Duda leads things off for the Mets. And he tips that at the plate foul. A ball and a strike.
It's down to 71 degrees already.
Laird tried to steal a strike there. But it was up and away. Line and out of reach. And Duda has the first Mets hit.
Thought he was going to get it.
So did I. And he does too.
Just out of his reach.
So Duda bests the shift by that much. And that's the first Met hit. 12 straight retired by Mike to start the night. And here's the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. This young man dug himself a deep offensive hole in the first part of the season. Mets were concerned about that, so they sent him down to AAA to get his stroke back. And he's come back and swung the bat a lot better, hitting .264 with 9 homers and 23 knocked in since his return from Las Vegas. Line to third. That was scorched, but d'Arnaud's retired. 1 out.
He's got kind of a flippy swing. It's very handsy, which is good. Doesn't slow himself down trying to crank it up. But buggy whips the big end of that bat when the ball jumps. Loose grip. Quick swing.
One on, 1 out. Here's Campbell. Grounded out to short. So if the no-hit drama's out of the way, now Mike can concentrate on winning the game.
Yeah, and actually it was Campbell's unwillingness to throw the ball to home plate on Minor's base hit. He might have had a play on Simmons, just couldn't figure out where he wanted to throw it.
A squibber to the right side. Only 1 play, and Freeman will make it. He'll apply the tag. Duda to second, 2 outs. How dominant has Mike Minor been? There's only been 1 out to the outfield. And then Duda served one over the shortstop's glove. Everything else has been in the glove of Laird or in the gloves of his infield.
That's very impressive. Staying off the barrels of the bats.
Another strike. I don't think Mike has been strike one with every hitter, but I'll bet it's close. He struck out 5 Mets through the first 4 2/3.
Been very efficient too. A couple of 3-ball counts. Able to retire both those hitters.
He's ahead of Flores, a ball and 2 strikes. The wind really picking up now. And a ground ball toward Chris Johnson. He'll play patty cake, and he'll throw across the diamond in time to retire the side. Mike Minor lost his no-hit bid, but he's winning the game through 5. It's 1-0. A gem at Citi Field so far. Stuff below price every day with Joe Simpson and our luggage inspector Tom Hart. Chip Carey from Citi Field, where Mike Minor is doing it by himself. He's throwing a 1-hit shutout, and he's accounted for the lone Braves RBI tonight. And before Atlanta gets things started, let's check out the AT&T U-verse trivia question. David Wright's played 170 games against the Braves. That's the second most in Mets history. Who's played the most games against Atlanta for New York? Do all the games have to count as a Met? For example, Gary Carter played a ton of games against the Braves as an Expo, and then as a Met.
Piazza too.
So they have to be only as a Met. There's the truck clarification we got. 2 balls and a strike. Well, Bonifacio's had a good game tonight. He goes 2 for 2. Full count.
Bonifacio's numbers really good right-handed. 380 average right-handed on the year. 79 at bats coming in. And already 2 hits tonight.
Strike 3 outside corner. Bonifacio's caught looking. And Neese earns his 4th strikeout of the game, and he's off to a good start in the 6th.
PNC Bank pitch tracks. Did it come back to the plate? Only enough for Mark Wegner. I thought it broke around the plate. Watching it from up here, too.
Ball 1 to Freddie Freeman, who has struck out and lined into that double play in the 3rd. Foul ball at first. And an even count. Little pop left side. David Wright in foul ground has room. Freeman's out number 2. And both these starters are working at a Mark Burley-like pace. They're getting the ball, getting the sign, and getting rid of it.
And they're getting outs.
Right.
As a result, they're getting quick outs.
So Neese has set down 7 straight. And Justin Upton, the batter. Upton 0 for 2. He drives one towards center. Lagares on the run, slowing at the track and with room. Upton jumped all over it, hit it to the deepest part of the park, however, and that ends the Atlanta 6th.
Using hashtag SouthFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Had a gentleman last night was trying to get his picture submitted of his ear of corn that he was so proud of. We decided that he got some new teeth and actually been able to put a dent in that ear of corn. So congratulations, sir.
Ruben Tejada leads things off in the New York 6th. He's the 8th place hitter for Terry Collins tonight. He flied out to right, his first and only time up. Miners allowed 1 hit through 5. And another strike. popped up. Freeman had to avoid the base runner, and that cost him a step. Laird was there. Freeman got there, but he had to avoid Tejada, and that change in route cost him a chance to catch the pop-up.
Well, if he had run into Tejada, he might have gotten the out because he can't be interfered with going for the baseball. I didn't see him calling for it. Mike Minor needs to be over there a little closer directing traffic too. But again, this wind is playing havoc with baseballs. This was very Candlestick Park-like right there.
So Tejada gets a couple of swings on the house perhaps. Johnson at third. Gloves, grabs, guns, and got him. So justice served for the Braves. Minor gets Tejada to roll out. And here's Neese. Chris Johnson's handled 4 chances at third base. Emerson Simmons has handled 4 chances at shortstop. So the left side of the Braves infield's been very busy.
Yeah, a lot of breaking balls to the right-handed hitters. They're rolling over the top of it. But to get away with that to right-handers, you got to keep the ball down, and he's doing a good job of that too.
I don't have access to the pitching box that has the 9 squares in it, show the areas where pitchers can attack a strike zone. But I'll bet he's wearing the down and away square out in these last 4 games. A lot of strikes have filled up that box for Minor. He missed out there again to Neese. 2 balls and a strike. Lagares is on deck. Stella at second to his right, and Neese is out number 2. So far, knock on wood, the Braves outfield has been able to take the night off. Only 1 ball hit out to Jason Hayward. Everything else wearing out the infield grass tonight for Mike Minor.
9 ground ball outs, 5 strikeouts.
Has 2 of those ground outs, 1 to the pitcher, 1 to the shortstop. He's riding a 5-game hit streak. After the Braves wrap up this series with the Mets, they'll become Mets fans. The Mets still have a lot of games left with the Nationals. They play them 7 more times this year. That's the good news. The bad news is Washington's 10-2 so far against the Mets ball club.
They've got some ridiculous record here in this ballpark over the last 30 games. It's literally like 26-4, something like that at Citi Field. Washington is 6-0 here this year.
So you hope those odds change in Terry Collins' club's favor. That could help the Braves. Nationals are idle tonight. They play in Seattle tomorrow. They've got to face King Felix in game 1 of a series at Safeco.
Hernandez and Jordan Zimmerman tomorrow. That's a good matchup. First game.
Mariners are having a terrific resurgent year. They're in the playoff hunt in the American League. And they rewarded their general manager, Jack Zarensik, with a long contract extension. Drive to right. Second chance for Hayward. No trouble. Mike Minor, another perfect inning. He's through 6 with a 1-hit shutout and a 1-0 lead. In the series wrap-up, your Delta Airlines on-deck trio features Johnson, La Stella, and Simmons for the Braves. Things off for the Braves. Before he does, let's check out our direct TV standings. As I mentioned, the Nationals are idle tonight. A chance for Atlanta to pick up a half game in the East and gain some ground perhaps in the wild card too. First pitch swing, little flare into shallow left center field. That'll drop in front of Lagares. Chris Johnson has a 2-hit night after a night off for the Braves. That's good to see.
I mean, even when he hits the ball like that, you know the wind's blowing in and holding the ball up. You just in your mind, you're going, get down, because Lagares is getting close.
Yeah.
Talking about him last night with the Braves coaching staff, and to a man, they say he is the best in the National League in their opinions.
Well, he wasn't exactly an overnight sensation, was he?
No.
I mean, that was something else that everyone was raving about.
He might have been defensively.
Right. But he spent 6 years in A-ball. Think about that in this day and age. A shot to center, and Lagares is there. Thought about a throwback to first, but Chris Johnson too close to the bag for that. But he figures to have a chance for a marvelous career in New York. Now they need to get him a little more outfield help. That's been a black hole for him here the last couple of years.
A couple of coaches were talking about how they didn't have the opportunity to watch Andrew Jones play every day, but they knew that Andrew played shallow like Lagares does, and they were actually asking, is it, I mean, they were like saying, this guy, Andrew Jones, couldn't have been that much better than this guy because he's been so impressive. And I said, he's the closest thing to Andrew since Andrew left.
Quite a compliment. Talk about a perennial Gold Glover with the Braves, Andrew Jones. Now Lagares in the early stages of his major league career. He's made a handful of great plays in this series, that's for sure.
And makes them look easy. Andrew had that special knack that you got to have to be a good center fielder of knowing where the ball is going to come down. If you've got to turn your back on the infield and go get a ball, you've got to have that sixth sense about where it's going to come down. And Lagares has that.
Look out. Whistled over the Mets dugout foul. He did that, I think, last night. Ball that was hit toward the left center field gap. It might have been by La Stella. Dead sprint. Yes. Took a quick peek at the wall while in full flight, and then reached up at the last minute and grabbed the baseball a step away from the wall. And you're right, it was effortless. I mean, he just glides out there.
And Andrew used to do that. Just think about how many times we saw Andrew Jones catch a ball on the warning track, a step from the fence, and then not even hit the fence. You know, just kind of brush by it and turn around and come in. Here's the one that Chip's talking about from last night. La Stella hit this ball a ton. Came off the wall throwing, too. A two-hopper to first base from deep left center.
Fun to watch unless you're hitting the ball at him. And Simmons takes downstairs. Full count. Another run or two would sure help. Braves lead behind Mike Minor's RBI hit.
Just give him a little bit of breathing room.
Squibbed out towards second. Flores to second, and that's all the Mets will get. A little bit of a bobble there by Tejada, but he held onto the baseball. Chris Johnson's forced out. Simmons at first for Gerald Laird, and 2 out in the inning.
Now Doug DeCenzo was pointing it out to Freddie that Tejada didn't come up with this cleanly. Andy Fletcher's the second base umpire.
So with 2 outs, Gerald Laird bats. G Money's 1 for 2 tonight. And down the strike. Giants beat the Rockies 4-1 today. The Reds beat the Cubs 7-2. Daytime action in the National League. Big game out west later on. Oakland plays the Angels. These 2 Western Division juggernauts square off again. They play a lot in the final 5 weeks of the season.
I was going to say, didn't they just have a 3-game series?
In Oakland. And they're in Anaheim, where the Angels have a 1-game lead. Sean Doolittle, the A's closer, is hurt. You know who's closing for the A's now? Eric O'Flaherty.
How about that?
Former Brave. In the air to right, and Granderson will attempt the catch. He'll make it, and that sends our game to the 7th inning stretch. Mike Minor leads 1-0.
But the lone RBI of this game belongs to the pitcher. Mike Minor drove home Andrelton Simmons all the way from second base with this second inning shot into left field. So it's not just about the pitching for Minor, who has turned it around over his last 3 games. Told you early in the game that he has Ervin Santana to thank for his new grips on some of his secondary pitches, his slider and his changeup. Eno Saris of FoxSports.com specializes in grips. He took these pictures of Santana when we were in San Francisco earlier this season. That's how Ervin Santana throws his slider. And once again, Mike went to Santana for 2 reasons. He said, number one, he's a veteran. He's been around the block. But I think the other key story here is that Ervin Santana has long taken younger pitchers under his wing. And so, Chip, as you're talking about wearing out that lower left quadrant against the batter, it would make sense. The curveball, slider, and changeup usage is all up tonight for Minor versus his season averages.
That's a good report, Tom. I love seeing those pitchers' grips, too. That's always instructive.
Well, I know this guy's seen a few breaking balls tonight. Granderson struck out on 2 of them. We had that video we were showing as Tom was giving us that report of Mike smiling after that hit. I'm happy to see the guy smile once in a while.
Sharply hit. Boxed by Freeman. Minor to the bag. Too late. Tricky hop. Freeman played it off his chest. The ball ricocheted away. And then it was a race to the first base bag, and Granderson won it. Leadoff hit. Second of the night for the Mets.
In-betweener, and he couldn't keep it in front of him. If he keeps it in front of him with the bounce, he's got a real good chance of still getting him, but he had to chase it.
So Granderson's aboard. He's stolen 8 bases. You've got David Wright in the batter's box. Wright tonight is 0 for 2, and David's hitting to 21 double plays this year.
Goodness.
So that gives you hope, especially with the way Mike's gotten the ball on the ground tonight.
Another good breaking ball to start him.
Wright is second in the league in most double plays. Casey McGee of the Marlins is first. We'll see him tomorrow night.
Three career homers off Mike Minor for David Wright. Braves hit into 4 double plays in the first game of this series. That was enough to take you out of any big inning, and lost by a run. Tonight they've already hit into 2. It's time for the Mets to maybe hit into 1.
No balls, 2 strikes. Broken bat. Simmons fields, flips to second, 1. The throw to first, and the stretch by Freddie Freeman is in time. 22 double plays for David Wright, and the bases are empty for Lucas Duda.
The ball was not hit hard, so Simmons had to throw it from where he caught it, and LaStella did a nice job of doing a little bit of a neighborhood job here himself. Get rid of it down there, and LaStella already off the bag to get rid of it to Freddie Freeman.
Pitcher's best friend, a double play in a 1-run game. Now Duda bats. He's 1 for 2. Duda spoiled the shift with a looping line drive just out of reach of Andrelton Simmons back in the 5th. Mike Minor started the game by retiring the first 12 Mets in order.
Another look at LaStella from a good camera angle. Foot was on the bag, but he was doing a nice job of already coming off of it, coming to the back side of it to get ready, get his feet ready to throw.
Here's the defensive shift. Chris Johnson nearest to the second base bag. La Stella in shallow right. This one popped into shallow center. Simmons is out. He's calling for it, and he's got it. And that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. Minor leads off the 8th. He's up a run.
Georgia Power, The Home Depot, and Zaxby's Indescribably Good.
Braves 1, Mets nothing. We're into the 8th inning.
Beautiful building, isn't it? Chrysler Building.
We spared no expense for this series in New York. We have our Fox Sports blimp flying over Manhattan to provide those live shots for you tonight.
We call those aerials, Chip.
Really?
Yeah, the business.
In the air to right. Well struck. Granderson back. Still going. It's over his head and up against the wall. Minor around first. On his way to second. He's got 2 hits tonight.
How about him? That ball really jumped.
Well, if Irvin Santana has shown him how to adjust his grips, I wonder if Freddie Freeman adjusted his batting stroke.
Oh, he got a high hanger, too. Took it the other way and one off the fence. Good start to help himself again.
Get him over, Jason. Hayward's 0 for 3 tonight. He showed bunt and took an knee-high strike. Oh, high and tight. Moves Hayward off the plate.
Been there before with this guy.
Huge run potentially for the Braves in the form of Mike Minor at second base. That caught a corner. Good pitch.
In, away. PNC Bank pitch tracks a little off. Got the call. Chase is going to have to try and go out around something. you would think. I don't know if they'll come in on him again.
Breaking ball got it.
That's what he was trying to do. I believe that's why he was trying to bunt the first time, is that didn't know if he had enough confidence to pull the ball against Nice. Grounder to short, strikeout, fly ball to center earlier tonight. And on the strikeout in the second inning, it was on a similar pitch as that.
Well, you know, Jason's disappointed in not advancing the runner as well as he's been swinging the bat. Let's see if Bonifacio can pick him up. In the air to center. Lagares going back. Look at that ball. Take a hard right turn. It's over his head and up against the fence. Minor will gallop home. Bonifacio on his way to third. He'll belly flop in safely with an RBI triple. That ball found another gear, and it just carried away from Lagares, who had a valiant effort but couldn't catch it. And the Braves have a 2-0 lead.
He's hit the ball hard 3 times tonight. Look at that ball. You can see it on our screen. When Lagares turned his back on the ball, it must have faded 20-30 feet to his right. And good hustle by Bonifacio to get 3.
Infield in, and Freeman jumps all over the first pitch. It's 3-0 Atlanta.
Right-handed Emilio Bonifacio is raking.
And Terry Collins is going to go get Jonathan Nice. 2 hits to the Braves pitcher Mike Minor tonight, who scored a run and knocked in a run. And now after Hayward's strikeout, a triple and an RBI hit, and the Braves lead 3-0. Nice didn't pitch badly, but again, no offensive support as Mike Minor is dealing a shutout. A couple he wishes he had back here in the top of the 8th inning. The Braves have touched him for 2 runs on 3 hits and now lead 3-0. Country music fans, join us at Turner Field Tuesday, September 16th. Cole Swindell will perform after the Braves Nationals game. It's the final show of the Braves Summer Concert Series presented by Coca-Cola and Delta. VIP field passes are still available for the show. They're just $20 a piece. Get your tickets today at Braves.com.
Here's Carlos Torres in his 58th game. He worked an inning last night, gave up a hit, then got a double play ball from Andrelton Simmons. The hit was to Evan Gattis.
So a 3-0 Atlanta advantage. Upton versus Torres. The slider is cut on and missed.
Low to mid 90s fastball with a lot of cutters and sliders.
A fly foul. Duda will give chase, but no chance to get that one. It's 0-2. Braves are home tomorrow night. A couple of MVP candidates will square off in that series with the Marlins. Justin Upton for the Braves. Giancarlo Stanton for the Fish. Newly activated Dice K is up in the Mets bullpen. Vic Black was placed on the disabled list with neck problems. That ball in the dirt. Freeman takes 90 feet. Good secondary lead. And he's in scoring position now with one out. That's a wild pitch.
Freddie is really good at reading those balls in the dirt. When he's tracking the pitch in and he sees it's going to bounce in the dirt, he's already got a secondary lead, as you said, and made that easy.
Upton's had a marvelous August. Third in the league in RBIs, fourth in the league in home runs. And he didn't get that pitch. And Upton is out number 2. Mention the Marlins. 7:35 first pitch tomorrow night. In fact, 6 games at home with the Marlins and the Phillies. 5 different start times. So make sure you check your schedule to know what time the Braves will be playing. Braves live at 7 on Friday, 6:30 on Saturday, and then 4:30 Sunday. That's a 5:10 start. And then we welcome the Phillies Monday afternoon, Tuesday night, and again Wednesday afternoon. Again tomorrow, if you're making your way to Atlanta across the southeast, Friday traffic is always an issue. But with the big college football game at the Dome, we've got Dragon Con downtown, a couple of parades in downtown Atlanta. Make sure you give yourself enough time to get to the ballpark. Homestands are down to a precious few for the Braves. A 6-gamer, and then we're right back on the road again for another long trip. As Joe mentioned, the schedule makers did the Braves no favors during the final 2 months of the season. 2 3-city road trips. And the next one coming up is at Miami. 3 big games at Washington, then 3 against the Rangers in Texas.
Braves have put a little bit of distance between themselves and the third place Marlins. Braves started play 6.5 out. Marlins 10 out. At the start of play tonight. They can gain a half game.
That's strike 3. Chris Johnson took it. And that ends the Atlanta 8th. A very productive frame, though. Mike Minor started it with a double. Bonifacio tripled him home. Then Freeman singled home the third Atlanta run. And Mike Minor a big lead. 3-0 Atlanta. Emilio Bonifacio's triple extended the Atlanta lead. Freddie Freeman's RBI single made it 3-0. But the real star of the show has been Mike Minor at the plate and on the mound. He's throwing a 2-hit shutout at the Mets to this point. And as well as he pitched against the Reds and the poor luck he had, boy, does he ever deserve a victory in this one.
And 2 for 3 with a double and an RBI and a run scored at the plate.
A fly foul by Travis d'Arnaud, the Mets catcher. He's hit the ball to the third baseman Chris Johnson twice and is 0 for 2. If there's any trouble, David Carpenter begins to get ready. In the air toward right center field. Hayward dead sprint, still going, can't get there. That'll bounce off the wall, and d'Arnaud with an opposite field double. And here come the Mets. His 15th two-base hit.
I thought maybe that one would push back to Jason and he would be able to track it down. Again, a real quick handsy swing. And couldn't have placed it any better between Bonifacio and Hayward. Two good outfielders.
So Minor back to the stretch. Back-to-back innings for the Mets with the leadoff man aboard. It's happened 3 times in the last 4 innings. Campbell 0 for 2, 2 for 10 in the series.
One big difference. He's got 3 runs to work with now.
Up the middle, a base hit. Here comes d'Arnaud around third. Bonifacio hits the cutoff man, and the Mets are on the board. It's a 3-1 game now, and they'll bring the potential tying run to the plate.
Fastball up, that might be a good indicator of where he is right now. Bonifacio came up throwing, but his throw was, as he started to throw it, he really let up because he knew he didn't have a chance. Smart to just get it into Andrelton. That'll do it for Mike.
More brilliant work for the Braves left-hander, who leaves after firing 7 innings of 4 hit, 1 run to this point baseball, and he leads 3-1.
be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Atlanta Braves.
Great night for Mike Minor. He departs, allowing back-to-back hits in the 8th inning and the Mets' first run. And David Carpenter's out for the 54th time from the bullpen.
And he's been terrific. Worked 2/3 of an inning last night to get out of a jam. He's had a good road trip, and that includes a loss where he gave up an unearned run that cost him.
He's got the bottom part of the Mets order in Flores, Tejada, and then Carlos Torres, the pitcher. Liner foul, right side. That scatters the fans. That was hit awfully hard. 0-2.
Time for one of those Carpenter sliders. And that's what they're going to go with. Try to get a ground ball. Trying to get him to calm down and just throw it. Don't overthrow it. And he did.
Little
nice
tapper. One play. And David made it.
He made the pitch he wanted him to make. He just didn't get the result. He got the out, but almost too good a pitch that caused him to just top it. Try to overthrow that slider as he did the one before.
Gerald Laird certainly is a calming influence behind the plate, isn't he? That was an excellent catch on your part. Just calm down and make a pitch. And David did. So here's Tejada. He's 0 for 2 in the game. And a strike delivered to the corner. Neuenhuis waits on deck. To right and playable for Jason. He's got it. And there's the second out of the inning. Campbell holds at second base. So will be Neuenhuis to bat for Torres. That's down to their final out in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Neuenhuis was the last out of the game last night, as Craig Kimbrell got him to pop up.
We'll see if it's Familia or Dice K when the Braves come up in the 9th inning. Meeting on the mound. While that gets going, we'll show you our AT&T fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo to #SouthFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast. It's brought to you by AT&T.
Oh, Kelsey Kirk. Good to hear from you, Kelsey. Good picture. KK.
Here's Neuenhuis. Good numbers and a tough job. Neuenhuis attended Azusa Pacific University. He didn't complete his degree in 4 years. In fact, he finished his studies by graduating in the 2012 offseason.
Good for him. Never been there, but it sounds pretty.
Kirk, a big kid, 27 years old, 6'3", 226, born in Santa Monica.
He was one of the reasons why we didn't see Lagares, and Lagares was spending so much time in the minor leagues, because this guy was supposed to be the guy in center field for them for a long time, and he didn't hit. He kept going back to the minor leagues, and then Lagares shows up and better find another place to play.
They still had Ike Davis here, and they had Lucas Duda too, so they had a very crowded outfield. Remember, they had Jason Bay out there for a while. That didn't work out very well for the Mets.
Barring injury, that guy right there, number 12, is not going anywhere except to center field.
Carpenter's falling behind 3-0. Neuenhuis took a strike. All bets are off for Carpenter here, trying to protect a 2-run Atlanta lead in the bottom of the 8th. And he lost him. So the Mets have the tying runs aboard, and Lagares coming up. Roger McDowell with the call down to the Braves bullpen. We'll see who gets up and starts throwing here.
It's the first walk for David on this road trip, and this his 5th outing.
And a slider strike. Lagares has but 4 homers. He does have 41 RBIs. Campbell runs reasonably well at second. Same for Neuenhuis at first.
One of those homers in this series, though.
Shot towards second. Estella's there, and the throw to first ends the inning. The Mets pick up a run on 2 hits. They strand a pair. We head to the 9th. Mike Minor in the lead. 3-1 your score. the Mets bat rack into a slumber tonight. New York with a run on 4 hits in the finale of this 3-game set, and Atlanta trying to win the series outright as we head to the 9th inning. Let's get back to our AT&T U-verse trivia question. David Wright's played 170 games against the Braves. That's second most in Mets history. Who's played the most?
Ed Kranepool.
Really? Ed Kranepool's your answer? I'm going to say Mookie Wilson.
Oh! Wow! Watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
A dagger to the heart of Gretchen Kane. Woo! Ed Kranepool with 181 games. Has played the most. Nicely done. That's a way to end a road trip right there. A trivia victory.
That's the way you do it. That's the way you play trivia.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So much research went into that answer. It's shocking. As you see, Daisuke Matsuzaka just back for the Mets and in his 29th game.
Yeah, he was on the disabled list with inflammation in his right elbow, something that has plagued him off and on for the last couple of years. He went on the disabled list July 25th, was eligible to come back about 2 weeks ago. He's been on a rehab assignment, and as you see, just now getting back.
He's done just about everything for the Mets pitching staff this year. He's pitched middle relief. He's pitched as a closer. He started 9 games. And a 9th inning tune-up for him with the Mets down 2 runs. He's got LaStella, Simmons, and Laird coming up. Jonathan Neese started for New York. He went 7 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 3 runs, 5 strikeouts. Big flaw in his game. He couldn't retire Mike Minor, Braves pitcher. Had 2 hits, scored a run, and drove in a run. Carlos Torres, 2/3 of an inning scoreless. Now Daisuke in the 9th. Greg Kimbrell readies for the bottom of the inning. 2-2. Sharply hit and past Flores into right field. 3rd hit of the series for LaStella. A leadoff hit in the 9th.
Crisp, sharp crack of his bat. Barrel to the baseball and gets it by Flores.
And now Phil Gosselin will pinch run. Something else to look forward to on the homestand are some new faces on the Braves roster. September call-ups will be made. It's always a fun time. Guessing some of the faces we've already seen would be likely candidates. Christian Bethancourt immediately comes to mind. He's having a terrific year at AAA.
Do you know when their season ends?
I don't.
I was just looking here at the Braves notes in the minor leagues, and the Mississippi Braves have 5 games at Huntsville beginning today, and that will end their season.
I would guess the AAA club would be
about the same
time. Yeah. This time of year, managers love getting the bullpen reinforcements, especially if guys were having good years at AAA. 2 extra arms that might lighten the load for the major league relief staff.
I want to say it's a 144 game schedule. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. And the Gwinnett Braves have played 138, so they've got approximately 6 left.
A little pop, shallow center. Flores drifts out, backpedaling now, and is there for out number 1. Speaking of the Braves bullpen, Some bad news for Atlanta earlier announced today by Freddie Gonzalez, and Tom Hart has more on that.
Yeah, Johnny Benner's visited Dr. James Andrews again, and that disclosed another torn ulnar collateral ligament for Johnny. He will not pitch again this year. If he chooses to return, he will have to undergo his third Tommy John surgery. I have a short list of pitchers who did that and were successful. Jose Rio, Jason Isringhausen, Scott Williamson, and Chad Fox. Jose Rio had 5. Isringhausen had Tommy John surgery 3 times. So bad news for Johnny Benner. I asked Freddie Gonzalez if the torn UCL happened on one specific pitch. They did not have that answer. They weren't sure. Johnny never got ramped up. In fact, the most he threw trying to come back this year was 20 pitches at about 60% effort. Right. Never felt comfortable.
That's a shame.
Like I said last night, the thing that bothered me the most, I think, was seeing him in the clubhouse on this road trip and asking him how it was going, and he always had a big smile on his face and said it was going well. So something happened. Something happened in between my questions to him.
So, Tom, just to clarify, has Johnny made the decision to have Tommy John surgery yet, or is that still up in the air for him?
We're not aware. We expect to see Johnny at the ballpark tomorrow, so hopefully we can catch up with him and get that news at that time.
All right, thank you.
Jose Rio, 5 Tommy John surgeries.
Laird swings through that one, tipped it into Darno's glove. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Phil Gosselin at first after Listella's 9th inning hit. And Laird pops one up down the left field line. Campbell is going to get there, and just shy of the track, hauls it in for the second out. And Ryan Domit will bat for David Carpenter. Something else the Braves will hope for with their September call-ups is a little more production off the bench. If you analyze this team in all honesty, you'd say their pinch hit success has not been very high. Braves bench 25 for 149 this year. Domit's accounted for 10 of those pinch hits all by himself. And the only pinch hit homer Atlanta's had so far this year. No balls and a strike. Hit high in the air, deep to right field. Granderson is back, and that one is long gone into the Mets bullpen.
Just needed to talk about it a little bit, Chip. That's all.
A towering home run off the bat of Ryan Domit in a pinch in the 9th, and the Braves lead 5-1.
Boy, that 9 spot's been pretty good tonight. Three RBIs. Hanger. And a no-doubter off the screen. The Mets bullpen. Oh, there is no screen. Beg your pardon.
First homer for Domit since June 28th. And Atlanta's blown the game open 5-1. Now Hayward hits. Last chance for Jason to do some damage in New York. Outside. So if this score holds, the Braves will pick up another half game on the Nationals. Braves play him 6 more times, and it could be 6 back in the East. Washington idle. And they open up a series in Seattle. Tough place to win. That Mariners pitching staff and bullpen. So go Mariners go. The Braves feel realistically they have 2 avenues to the playoffs. And a shot past Duda into the right field corner. Hayward hustles around first. He's on his way to second, and he'll stop there. 21st double for Hayward. 3 Atlanta hits in the 9th off Dice K.
First action back in the big league since early July, and it's a rough outing.
How about the night for Emilio Bonifacio? 3 for 4. A triple, a run, an RBI, and a stolen base.
Had a hit and a stolen base 2 nights ago when he started. Batting left-handed now.
And a strike.
That ball, I know that ball was helped by the wind to blow away from Lagares, but it was tattooed his last time up when he hit that triple.
Little pop, shallow right. That ball's going to drop, and Hayward's going to come home and score without a play. Have yourself a night, Mr. Bonifacio. A 4-hit, 2 RBI game.
And that will probably cause Mr. Kimbrel to take a seat.
It's going to cause Dice K to take a seat, it would appear. Terry Collins is already on his way out to the mound to get the baseball. So it's not a happy return to the mound in New York for Dice K. The Braves have touched him for 3 runs on 4 hits. And Atlanta's busted this baby wide open. 6-1 is your score. And the top of the inning will continue after a break. Five of those 8 have come this year, and that's a big reason why Atlanta has a big lead over the Mets. So Atlanta looking good at the end of this road trip. They hope to look good on the upcoming homestand. Here are your probable starters for Game 1 against the Marlins tomorrow.
Tom Kohler looking for his 10th win. Urban Santana's been on a roll. Had a real good roll running until he ran into and lost on this road trip, but looking for his 14th win. 7:35 first pitch.
This is Dana Eveland pitching for New York. He'll face Freddie Freeman, who's got a hit tonight.
Good numbers for Eveland. Sinker slider guy. Throws in the low 90s.
talked a lot about how the Mets certainly miss Matt Harvey. We've not really touched upon the issues the Mets bullpen have had. We talked about Bobby Parnell being out. They've tried a whole variety of guys in the closer role. Remember Kyle Farnsworth and Jose Valverde here. Terry Collins has really had to mix and match in the ninth inning. And Dice K got the ball here and gave up 3 runs to Atlanta. Big night for the Braves offense. 6 runs on 13 hits. Big night for Emilio Bonifacio and for Ryan Domer. Second pinch hit homer for the Braves this season. For the Braves, 4 hits, a run, 2 RBIs, and Atlanta all over the Mets in the road trip wrap up tonight. We're back home for the Marlins for 3. Then Monday, the Phillies come to town. Don't forget, it's Bobby Cox bobblehead day on the first when the Braves take on the Phillies. The first 20,000 fans and 20,000 only will take home this one-of-a-kind souvenir. Get your tickets today at Braves.com.
There's Anthony. He's in there instead of Kimbrel since it's not a safe situation. And for Anthony Barbaro, his second outing of this road trip, he appeared 6 days ago at Cincinnati, a perfect inning. Bill Goslin stays in the game to play second.
Two, 3, 4 hitters up for New York in the ninth. Granderson, Wright, and Duda. And that went all the way to the backstop. Good to see the Braves scoring runs late tonight. 2 in the 8th, 3 in the 9th. Mike Minor led 1-0 through 7 innings. And he drove in that run for the Braves. Mike started the game retiring the first 12 he faced. Here we go again, a chance for a no-hitter. That was broken up by Lucas Duda's single over short. And the only Mets run came in the 8th inning. Back-to-back hits by Darno and Campbell. And Carpenter came in, faced 4 hitters, retired 3, and here we are in the 9th. That'll reach the seats, and Granderson at 2-2 count. Three more outs. The Braves will run their season record to the Mets at 9 wins, 7 losses. Fly ball to right. And Hayward says he's got it. And he does. There's the first out. We'll see the Mets again September 19th, 20th, and 21st in Atlanta. That's the middle of the final homestand of the season. Meanwhile, Terry Collins Still searching for offensive answers for the Mets in this ballpark. Only one run for him tonight. And only 4 hits.
After that 0-8 road trip, to finish this up and go home 6-4 on this trip is certainly a vast improvement, but one that needed to happen just for the confidence sake of going on the road, because they still have a long road trip left.
Well, the Braves all year long have done great work within the division. That's continuing tonight. If this one is salted away, the Braves will be 32-23 against the East. Then they'll turn their attention to the Marlins, another club against which Atlanta has had a lot of difficulty beating. The Marlins are 7-6 against the Braves. And we've got a home-and-home series with them in Atlanta and Miami left. You want to win the East, you got to beat the East. It's that simple.
And Rich Walls and Tommy Hutton, the broadcasters for the Marlins, better get ready, because we're going to way out broadcast them too.
No balls and a strike for Duda. Every time I see Lucas Duda, I think at first it's Brian McCann wearing a Mets uniform.
That's true.
Pitch. Now the Braves are a strike away from heading home very happy.
Nice of Anthony to get into a game here, and a lot of family and friends in attendance, I'm sure.
One ball, 2 strikes. And that's your ball game. The Braves take 2 out of 3 from the Mets. Mike Minor was dazzling tonight at the plate, on the mound. Atlanta completes a 6-4 road trip. They pick up another half game in the Eastern Division race. There's 6 games out with a lot of baseball left to be played. Emilio Bonifacio, Jason Hayward, and Justin Upton drink in an Atlanta victory. 6-1 your final score. We'll wrap it up for you from New York after this.